Hello chess friends, and welcome to Jozarov's chess channel, and welcome to my commentary chess games played by my subscribers. So in this series I'm analyzing one of your games. As I said, if you want to see one of your games here on my YouTube chess channel, you can post the PGN here in my description below, or you can send me your PGNs through email, and I try to publish as much as I can. But as I said also in my previous video, I cannot publish all of your videos because I have now many questions. I have many situations in which you're asking me to analyze these games, and as I said, I cannot do it for all of you, but I'm trying to do as much as I can. So today I'm really looking forward to show you this particular game. It was a very nice game played by my subscriber Muhammed Hlwany. So he is from Egypt. He's a talented player, and he's now around 2000 rating points, and he played really a great tactical line. And the funny thing is that he saw this tactical line in one of my videos, so that's why I was really happy because he applied this very aggressive line, and this particular line was played by Mikhail Tal. And Mikhail Tal was really trying to prove this particular opening line on one of his games. And here our friend Muhammed from Egypt saw this video, and he applied the same tactical line in one of his own games. So be prepared. We have really some crazy sacrifices here, and let's see now Muhammad's build here. So here we have d4 by Muhammad's opponent. Muhammad played here with the black pieces knight on f6. We have c4, and what I like that Muhammad played here the move g6, transposing into King's Indian. As I mentioned also in many of my videos, I have the series, the King's Indian defense explained. So I have created more than 45 videos in this particular opening. So if you want to play an aggressive line against d4, so you can check it out and try to maybe learn it for yourself. So here knight on c3, we have bishop on g7, and now e4, still common theory. And here Muhammad plays this common move d6, and we have now f3, the samest variation. Here we have castling, and now bishop on e3 played by Muhammad's opponent. And here you have now several options. You can try to go into this e5 line, which is a more common line, and it's a more calm line. But here Muhammad goes with knight from b to d7, and this move order was played exactly the same way like Mikhail Tal did. So when the game changes, I'll tell you in that particular moment when Tal's opponent will play a different move order. But here from this point on, we have still this Mikhail Tal game played by Muhammad. So here knight to d7 was played with the preparation to play here maybe the move c5 or again e5, because white has gained, of course, this very powerful central control. And now we of course want to crack this central control, at least try to fix this pawn storm that white has created here in the center. So it's always a good idea to crack really this common pawn structure in the center. Of course, this is now the central pawn on d4, so that's why this pawn need to be cracked in the center by potential moves c5 or e5. In the continuation, we have queen on d2. This is now a very aggressive line played by white with the preparation to castle and then to launch this early flank attack with h4 h5. White's idea is then to play something like bishop on h6, trade off the stars for bishop, and try to checkmate with the queen and the rook, of course, through the h file, because this bishop on g7, although it's a good attacking piece, but it's also a very important defensive piece around black's king. So that's why white's idea is this early flank attack, and that's why you have to be fast here to play counterattacks. That's how Muhammad played this game, very aggressively, very really in a great attacking style with the move c5, immediately challenging, because now bishop on h6 is not possible immediately because c takes d4 is the threat. So that's why here knight from g to e2 was played. And still common theory, you see, the idea of whites, of course, is when we take something like c takes d4, then of course the idea is to recapture with the knight, creating sort of the same Morocco bind setup with this pawn structure here in the center, with this pawn on c4, e4, and f3. And here white really has a flexible game with potential bishop on e2, and really has a good flexibility even to castle kingside, or even to castle here queenside. So these are the common ideas. As I said, like it's similar to the Yugoslav attack, to the Morocco bind setups, to this same-ish attack here with this f3 setup. As said, white has always a very dangerous attack. So here, instead of taking, that's what I like here, Muhammad played the move a6, because if you castle immediately like white did, then you have immediately here the move queen on a5. This is very important because we want to support this potential b5 move. You see, we have a great counter attack because we have sort of a opposite side attack game. It means that white will coordinate the attack on the king side here, and black is of course coordinating the attack on the queen side. But still, really, this queen on a5 is also important because we get out of this d-file mess. The threat was, of course, to take something like d takes c5, and then we would have troubles because white has created this very powerful battery on the d-file. So this queen on a5 is a very nice move. But there is always this tactical line. For instance, if the king goes here to b1, like white did here, Muhammad played this Tal move, this most aggressive move, with the move b5. So great counterplay here, and now you see knight on d5 was played. Really challenging now the queen. And the problem is that if you try something like queen takes on d2, then you have first this in-between check, and this is this idea. That's why white was going with the king on b1, because now after queen takes on d2, it's not a direct check, so we are getting out of this check. This is really a common idea of white to get this jump on d5. And as I said, if you try something like queen on d8, again, it's not so powerful. And you'll see now this tactical line possibilities also in this description below, and I'll send you also the link of this Mikhail Tal game. Here you see you have already retreated with the queen again. So here, after potential knight on f6, something like bishop on f6, we have now the potential d takes c5. You see you cannot take with the knight, because then again bishop takes on c5. Again, we are hanging here on the d file. So as said, after knight on d5, you see as you cannot also take the queen, because, pardon me, first we have this checked on e2, e7, then you have to retreat with the king, and then rook takes on d2, and of course this is a completely better position here for white. So that's why our friend Muhammad played a very nice move like Mikhail Tal. Mikhail Tal did the same thing here. He played knight takes on d5, sacrificing the queen. Great tactics here. Queen takes on a5, and now knight takes on e3 with an attack against the rook. And here rook on c1 was played, and now you see knight on c4 attacking the queen. In the Mikhail Tal game, now finally the game is becoming another game. Here in the Mikhail Tal game, his opponent took the knight on c4, and after b takes c4, it was a really now a different game. In this particular game here, Muhammad's opponent went for queen on e1, and here of course Muhammad took c takes d4, and you see now how well coordinated now black's pieces are. The bishop is aiming. We have this mobile pawn on d4 with the possibility to push the pawn on d3. We have possibilities to play something like bishop on b7, open the c file here, and also again with the potential d3 move, we have also some dangerous attacks against this weak b2 pawn. So again, you see, although white has the queen for two pieces, But this good activity of this knight, of this bishop, of this other minor pieces is something that white has to worry about, and that's why this was really a great queen sacrifice in an early stage of the game. So knight on g3, the idea of course was to play the move d3, so that's why white gets out of this mess. Knight on g3, and here Muhammad plays maybe now this slightly inaccuracy. A better continuation is here to play the move d3. If bishop takes on d3, then the most important thing is that we take this this pawn, and the idea would be then to play maybe even something like knight on a4, and then maybe knight on c3, of course, with the preparation with some rooks. But now this king is really naked. This bishop is a monster bishop. It would be really hard for white to handle this activity of the bishop. So here after knight on g3, Muhammad played knight on b6. The evaluation here is equal for both sides. It's unbelievable, even with giving up the queen. But here knight on b6 is also a good move, supporting even more this c4 knight. And here in the continuation, white simply took, knight takes bishop takes on c4, and now knight on c4. So you see, again we have a similar position. That's why Muhammad's idea was good. And again, queen on e2, and a bishop on e6 was played. Again, d3 is a better idea. After queen takes on d3, again we have this potential knight takes on b2 move here. But okay, Muhammad played on this healthy chess. He played bishop on e6, developing first. It's really also very good and powerful. Now finally finishing the development, connecting the rooks, which is also important. And now finally maybe with the idea to play the move d3. Here knight on f1 was played, and now knight on e5. You see, Muhammad is a little bit scared about this move. He wants to support it even more, but I think it's really a little bit necessary. You can't sacrifice this knight. The main idea is just to liberate really this dark square bishop. Okay, but still Muhammad has a good position, and the evaluation is slightly better for black even. So Muhammad didn't lose his advantage here in the continuation. He played a different move order here. Knight on e5, very powerful, also with the preparation to finally play the move d3. And now comes this move f4, attacking the knight. And here Muhammad finds a very nice move. That's what I like about this game also, that after this f4 move he didn't retreat. That's the most important thing. He first searched for counterattacks, and that's why I like really his game here. So bishop on g4, attacking the queen. Now the queen has to retreat, and you see now the problems. Knight on d3. Most of us, you see, in this position would try something to retreat, or to find maybe again playing the move knight on c4, but not Muhammad. He played first the attack, which I really like. We have queen on f2, and now the fork with the knight on d3. We have queen on g3, attacking the knight. The knight takes. We have queen takes the bishop on g4, and again we're searching for another good square for the knight on d3. And in this position, you see, his opponent makes this blunder. We have knight on f2 again with the fork, and you see in this position it was basically game over. Knight on g3, attacking the queen. We have queen on f2, and now Muhammad played knight on h5. We have g4, but now knight takes on f4, very powerful. After queen takes on f4, we have bishop on e5, and this is really a firm structure in the center. It's basically unbreakable. Okay, still white has the queen for the two rooks, but this pass pawn, this activity on the c file, this very firm, as I said, structure here in the center, which is unbreakable, and it was basically game over. But white continued to play. We have queen on f3, and now rook on c8. We have h5. It's not a problem because white cannot participate with any more attackers against black's king. So only the queen attacking the king is not so powerful. You cannot get checkmated only by the queen. So that's why this h5 move is not something that you have to worry. Rook on c7, very nice move, doubling up the rooks on the c file. Here a3 was played, rook on c8, king on a2, and now rook on c2. We have knight on b3, and now finally this d3. I was glad that it wasn't too late. Now finally the d3, which was the main tactical motif for many moves. Now it comes with a really dangerous threat. You see, if you take, then we have here this very powerful rook on b2. If you go with the king, even here to lose the queen, or even some checkmate threats here. So in this position, after the d3, Muhammad's opponent resigned, and this was really, I think, a great tactical game with this queen sacrifice in early stage of the game. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this game. Meanwhile, you can watch my other commented chess games played by my subscribers, and you can also watch this video, this game by Mikhail Tal. You can compare it with Muhammad's games. As I said, if you like to watch one of your games here on my YouTube chess channel, you can post me your PGNs in the description below, or you can send it to me on Facebook or email. It doesn't matter. I'll try to publish as much as I can, but I hope you can understand that I cannot publish all of your games. I have now many requests for this kind of things. As I said, I decide in the near future with some I'll decide how I'm going to do that, because as I said, Muhammad texted me per Facebook. We became sort of friends, and that's why I decided to help him with this particular video. Okay, but we'll see what will happen in the future. As I said, check out this Mikhail Tal video and check out my other commented chess games by subscribers, and you can also subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Thank you for watching, guys, and chess is the best, of course.